Alright, we back. I'm kind of on a different vibe today. Hope this video finds you at the right time, in your life. I hope everything works out perfectly for you, right? Hope you stay grounded, as the hat says. Stay grounded, as the title says. Depression is rage turned inward. And the reason I'm doing this video is not because I'm depressed, right? It's because a lot of people have come to me, or I've been seeing a lot of comments. I've been talking to a lot of people, and the general sentiment is that a lot of people are depressed, right? A lot of people are not happy with themselves, not happy with life, not happy with just the way of the world right now, right? So this is trying to maybe alleviate some of that. I'm not a life coach, I'm not a therapist. This is just my thoughts on how I see things, and maybe it can help you, maybe it won't. Like I said, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a life coach or anything like that, but I've been depressed, right? I've seen people that's been depressed, and I've battled my way out of depression, right? Like deep, serious depression. And here I am, right? Here I am today, and I can only share my viewpoint of it, right? I haven't studied depression, I don't know. But I was watching something recently, and it was actually The Sopranos. And in one of the episodes, one of the best episodes, titled Black Guys, for a particular reason. We won't get into that. But Tony Soprano, he went to his therapist, and she said in between the whole discussion, the one thing that stuck out to me was depression is rage turned inward, right? And then I did some research on it, and I'm here to share the research that I found and my perspective on that statement, really, right? That statement. So what I found, I wrote some notes down, so I will refer to my phone. Depression is rage turned inward comes from a psychoanalytic theory, particularly the work of Sigmund Freud, right? And later on, someone else adapted it. It was Karen Horner, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's Karen Horner. It's basically saying that when anger or frustration is suppressed instead of outwardly expressed, it manifests as self-directed negativity, guilt, or hopelessness, which are hallmarks of depression, right? So when you don't, it's basically, in layman's terms, is when you don't have that outlet to express your feelings, right? All feelings and all things, and you suppress it and you're not able to express it, then it stays within you. You have to release those negative feelings. You have to release those negative thoughts, those negative ideas, because they will grow inside you. If you don't let them out and let them, manifest somewhere else, or not even necessarily manifest, but if you don't place them outside of you and kind of like have a breakup with the negative thoughts, right, and go straight cold turkey, no contact with your negative thoughts, they will grow inside you, and they will become fungus. They will become parasites to your body, and that's where depression comes, and that's when it becomes harder and harder to get rid of the negative thoughts. And then your negative thoughts, because like I said, the mind is stronger than anything else, right? So he who says he can, he who says he can't, are both correct. If you think negative thoughts, you will become a negative person. If you think positive thoughts, you will be a positive person, right? Positivity will find you when you believe, alright, how do I say this? When positivity comes from you, positivity will find you, right? Opposites don't attract in this situation. So, find an outlet. I appreciate the people that has come to me and has felt okay, or has felt as if I am someone that can listen, or someone that hears their thoughts, right? And I may not have the answers. I don't have the answers, because like I said, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a life coach. I'm just someone who's been through things, right? So when you come to me and you express yourself, I'm gonna listen to you. 1,000% I'm gonna listen to you. I may not have the answers. I may be able to help you, find the answers, right? And the answers that I give you may not be concrete. They may not be ironclad, but some form of an answer or some direction is better than no direction, right? So you have to be able to express yourself. That's the number one thing, right? Also, an individual may feel powerless to confront external sources of frustration, like such as like societal pressures, personal relationships, unmet expectations, and instead internalize these emotions, resulting in self-criticism, low self-worth, and more depression symptoms, depressive symptoms, right? To that I say, you have to confront those, right? One of the biggest things is societal expectations, and societal pressures, right? Society is pressure, right? Look at the past election. Everyone was pressured to vote based on certain aspects for a certain candidate, right? And if you thought outside of that, you may have become depressed. Or societal expectations in terms of like social media, especially now during the holidays. I'm gonna get into that as well, because I wrote some notes about that. But now during the holidays, this is like a lot of people get depressed because they compare and contrast their lives with what they see on social media, and that is the biggest source of people's depression, is feeling like they're not enough, or feeling like they don't have everything that they need or want in life based on what everyone else has, or what everyone else is displaying. So what we have to do is rewire ourselves to not focus on external things that we see, and focus on external things that we can control. If it's not in your hands, it shouldn't be on your mind, right? Yeah, someone may have just bought your dream car, or just got a brand new house, or something that you've been working towards, and you feel like they just went and got it, but you don't know their story, right? You don't know what they actually had to do. You don't know what they sacrificed to get what they got. So it's easier said than done to stop comparing yourself to other people and what you see online, celebrities or social media influencers and stuff like that. It's hard not to do that, because I still do it myself, right? I tell myself not to compare myself to other people or other people's accomplishments, but I do it, right? And I do it to the effect that I use it as motivation. Like, if he can do it, why not me? Like, I can't say something's impossible if I see it's being done. You can't say something's impossible if you see it's being done. What you got to do is figure out your own pathway to achieving the goal that you want to achieve. Whether someone else has achieved it, or someone else is on that same path to achieve the goal that you want to achieve, your path is different, right? And your path, this depression that you may be in, right? It may be part of the process. You may need this little setback to realize who you are, to realize what you are, and then you're gonna snap back and be like, hold on, like, how was I depressed when I'm who I am? I'm greatness. You are, and trust me, you are greatness. You exude greatness. The light comes from you, and your depression is because you have high expectations and high standards for yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with having high expectations and high standards for yourself. Matter of fact, you should have high expectations and high standards for yourself, but you also should be able to achieve those, right? You also got to be realistic, right? You're not going to sit there and say you want to make $1 trillion a day. It's kind of hard. You want to start small and build your way up. You want to build the momentum, build the confidence. But the small wins count. The small wins count. And for me, that's how I got out of my depression, right? I was depressed, felt like I wasn't where I needed to be in life, And even to this day, I feel like I'm still not where I need to be in life, but I'm taking every small win and I'm adding it on to my confidence, right? I'm adding it on to what I need to be, and I'm aware of the timeline. I'm aware of the seconds, the minutes that's passing, right? And as long as I'm getting better, or as long as I'm learning and trying something new every day, I can't fail. So your depression may be based on something else. It may be a relationship-based depression, right? You may feel like you and your partner are falling out, or whatever the case may be, or you may be single and want to be in a relationship, or you may be in a relationship and want to not be in a relationship, right? You gotta find the main thing is to express that and don't hold it in. You have to express that, because whatever happens after that, right? You have to be able to live with having a conversation. And if you don't have the conversation with somebody, whether it be friends, family, whoever you have issues with, a therapist, there's plenty of outlets out there now. I don't personally know them. I think there's like BetterHelp or something like that. I know I see the ads for it, where you can get a therapist and you don't even have to go anywhere. And a lot of them are free too. There's a lot of like free therapy out there. While the concept of rage turned inward highlights the potential root of depression for some individuals, like I said, it's not gonna click for everybody. It's not gonna click for everybody. It's important to note that depression has multiple causes: biological, psychological, and social. For some, it may not involve anger at all. Exploring emotions like anger in therapy and journaling can be a way to understand whether this idea resonates with your own experience. So, kind of goes into the 100 life truths of just finding out who you are. Taking that deep dive and finding out who you are, like, and becoming your best friend. Talk to yourself. Sometimes you gotta talk to yourself and talk yourself out of the negative thoughts, right? I did that. I talked myself out of the negative thoughts, and I boosted my own self-confidence. This is a blueberry honey tea. It's freaking amazing. You gotta talk yourself out of the depression, and it sounds it's easier said than done. Not a lot of people have the self-worth enough to be able to do that, to be able to sit there and be like, I'm exactly who I am right now, and I can only get better. I'm here for a reason. I'm here on earth for a reason. I have a purpose. I just haven't found it yet, and I'm gonna work every day until I find out what that purpose is. Right? You gotta stay active. A lot of people, when they get depressed, they wallow and they they mope around. They may binge eat, or they may just sleep all day, or don't have any motivation. But you gotta get up and start doing things. You gotta take those long walks. You gotta wake up, do those push-ups. You gotta get the blood flowing. You gotta get the mind thinking. You gotta get the mind, the blood pumping, right? And the main thing that got me out of my depression, and it may or may not work for you, is discovering my self-worth. And that comes with small wins. You set yourself up, you put yourself in a situation to win, right? I used to say in order to grow, in order to get out of your comfort zone, you got to put yourself in situations to fail, because you learn in those failures. But I don't think that works in depression. When you're depressed, a loss can be devastating. Trust me, I know. When you're already depressed and you just feel like the world is against you, and you're just taking more losses, and on top of that, all of our losses are 90% self-inflicted, right? Life is 90%, 10% what happens to you, and 90% how you react to it. So having a positive outlook to all negative aspects in life is what's gonna get you out of your depression, right? Is what's gonna get you into a better state of mind, into where you need to be, where you deserve to be, right? So it's easier said than done, but it's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. It's all mind over matter. It's all how you see yourself. Depression is big on how you see yourself, and you may be depressed for. It's plenty of things, right, to be depressed for. You may have just experienced a death in your family, right, and that person might have been the person that was your outlet. It might have been the person that you was able to go and talk to when, you know, things wasn't going the way you expected to go in your life, and that person may have had all the best advice, but just because that person is gone, right, doesn't mean that you need to lose faith, right? You honor that person by staying faithful and staying on your path, and still feeling the things that you feel, but expressing those to someone else, right? And I know someone told me that they lost someone very close to them, and they felt like they was betraying that person by going to someone else for advice and stuff like that. But I feel as though that person, if that person really loved and cared about you, they would want the best for you. They would want you to stay grounded and find someone that can be the outlet for you. Because if you truly need the outlet, you truly need to go and get it. And that's how I am. If I truly love someone, right, and I can't help them in what they need, of course I want them to find the help from someone else. It's just how life is, right? You're not going to be able to help everyone in every aspect. And then of course now I'm recording this on Thanksgiving, and I'm blessed to have my family, right? I have my mom, my sisters, I have like amazing friends, and you know, some of my family are on the way to my house now. And in that blessing, I realized that a lot of people don't have the family and friends to be able to celebrate the holidays with, you know what I mean? And then my birthday is in January, so it's like a lot of things back to back. And holiday depression it comes from a lot of things, right? It comes from, again, unrealistic expectations, to where pressure to create a perfect holiday experience can lead to stress and feeling inadequate when things don't go planned, which is true. You gotta be realistic in your expectations. I'm not saying to lower your expectations and let things just fly by night. Just lower your expectations in terms of this is how I look at it, right? When you lower your expectations but still, when you lower your expectations but still expect more. When you lower your expectations but still appreciate everything that comes, you never lose. You never lose, because if you don't expect anything and you gain something, it's a win. That's like going into life not expecting, going into, let's say, Christmas and not expecting any gifts, and just being okay with the fact that you're not going to get any gifts. And someone gives you $5, you're going to appreciate that $5 because you wasn't expecting anything in the first place. You got to lower your expectations and appreciate everything that comes, regardless of what it is. Of course, there's financial shrinks to it, especially now. I know a lot of people are having a lot of financial setbacks because of the economy. Listen, understand that we all going through the same thing, and it's not to compare and contrast your life, right? But it's to understand that what you're going through, you may not see it, right, from everybody else, because you're not posting your financial stress. So when you go on social media, you're not going to see people posting, oh, I'm broke, da 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 da, whatever the case may be. But you will see people posting they got the brand new iPhone, they got some new sneakers, whatever the case may be. No one's posting their lowlights, so don't compare your lowlights to people's highlights. It's just a lose-lose situation. My camera's gonna cut off soon because I'm only allowed to record a certain amount of time on this setup that I got. Another thing in the holidays is, and I've gone through this, right? Family conflict. Family conflict can leave you depressed because it's the holidays and you're not in good standings with your family. I say, be the bigger person. Whatever the case may be, it may be hard to have the conversation, or you may have had the conversation before, right? But if it's affecting you, that means there's still love there, there's still appreciation there, there's still a need there, right? So you gotta figure out what your needs are and what your wants are. Your needs should always be met before your wants. So if you want to be stubborn and you want to make a point, cool. But if you need your family and you need whatever the case may be, your mom, your brother, your dad, your sister, uncle, whatever the case may be the bigger person and let them know, listen, I need you in my life. And the only thing you can do is your part. If it's not in your hands, it shouldn't be on your heart. Do your part. Reach out, express yourself, and be honest. Show your emotions. Be emotional. It's perfectly fine. If they don't reciprocate that and they're not open to it, that's perfectly fine. You got your answer. You can move on in peace and grace, and don't make it a hard feelings type of thing. You just understand the situation and move on. It's just like a relationship. If you in a relationship with somebody and y'all grow apart, everything was perfect, right? And y'all grow apart, and this shouldn't be any hard feelings. You know what I mean? It's if we're adults, if we're being civilized. Listen, you're going that way in life, I'm going this way in life. I wish you all the best. I hope you achieve all your dreams. I hope you accomplish way more than you can ever fathom. But I'm gonna go this way and you're gonna go that way. And I release you in love. That's how it has to be, because when you hold these relationships on your heart, on your mind, it distracts you from the positive in your life. It distracts you from the good relationships, right? You can have 15 great relationships, right? 15 great connections in your life, like friends, family, whatever the case may be. But you have one bad relationship, that one is gonna supersede all those other relationships, because we harp on negativity and we fail to see the positive in life because of one negative thing. Bad apple spoils the bunch, right? It's the same concept. You have 16 apples. If one of those apples is rotten, the rest of them is going to be rotten. You're going to be taking out your anger on the good relationships, and then you're going to start losing people. You got to weed out the bad connections in your life and do it for you. It's okay to be selfish in these moments. It's perfectly fine to be selfish in these moments. Being selfish is needed. You need to be selfish sometimes, because you're the only person that's going to be with you 100% of the time. You're with you 100% of the time. So I'm kind of going to leave y'all with that. I may make another video, explain more. If you want more, let me know. Let me know if you want more. Let me know what's on your mind, what's on your heart. I'm always down to talk. I always want to see the best out of people. I always want to listen to people's story. Because I genuinely care about the human race. I care about you watching this. If you stumbled upon this video and you made it, and especially if you made it this far in the video, it's a reason for that. So reach out. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation about what's going on in your life, and hopefully I can guide you in the right direction. Even though I'm not a life coach, I'm not a therapist, I'm just a guy that's been through things. So I love you. I release y'all in love. I hope y'all enjoy your holidays. I hope y'all enjoy your life. Hope y'all enjoy yourselves. First and foremost, enjoy yourself. Be your best friend. Be your biggest hero. Be your biggest supporter. And treat yourself like your best friend. If you expect things from some people, you got to be giving it to yourself first. And with that, I love y'all. Be safe.